Alright guys, what's up? I was mad excited at this episode. Data Live, episode 13, or OVA 1, whichever one you want to call it, still going to be an extension on the second series. Because this was actually a scene, well, from what my sources say, it's going to be a scene from one of the light novels that's going to be coming into stores. Volume 9. Volume 9 hasn't been released yet, but is going to be within a few weeks' time, somewhere in the month of December, along with the DVD, which I am definitely going to buy. So, yeah, guys, let's start this review. So, yeah, guys, without further ado, Data Live, episode 13 review. So, with that being said, this was pretty much just a fun introduction episode into the new season. It starts off with Shido and Origami on a date, and Shido's just saying all of this horrible shit to Origami, and yet she's accepting all of it. She's saying, "Oh, okay, that's nice." And at one point, he even said something about him loving to go to a stripper's joint and doing some type of foul shit. I can't remember everything he said, but then Origami just replies with, "Oh, well, if you kill them all, then there won't be a problem." I'm sitting here laughing, thinking, what the fuck is wrong with her? Cause I love Origami. She's so, I can't even describe it. She's funny, yet when she says things so emotionless, I can't tell whether to take her seriously or not. So I just started laughing. And by the way, this episode started off pretty much with them on the date and Shido just saying all these horrible things. So then we find out that Origami invited him on a date earlier, and he asked for Kotori and Ratatata and Fraxinus's help, the help of Fraxinus. I can't remember the name of the organization. I can remember it, but I can't pronounce it. Ratatosker. It's a real tongue twister, so I'm just going to say Fraxinus for now on. So, yeah, Shido asked Kotori for her help because he's not really feeling Origami and he doesn't want to be playing with her feelings. With that, she goes full on commander mode, black ribbons, and then Shido gets the help from them. Meanwhile, the deal with Toka, there really wasn't much of a deal with her until later on with the episode. She has a cell phone, she's happy, she's sprinting like 5 miles away just so she can call Shido and she can just talk to him in person. And there was one thing that I noticed. I thought Toka's voice actor changed. But then when I started thinking about it, it's not that her voice actor changed, it's that her voice actor's voice is changing. Meaning that in season 1 at the beginning, Toka's voice was really rough, kind of dark. But now her voice is much softer and really cute, to be honest. So that's just showing the transition from what Toka had when she was fighting for her life into now just trying to enjoy everyday life. The joys of having a cell phone, the joys of being able to talk with friends, and all of that stuff. So yeah, that was just one thing I wanted to and also, Toka and Shido go out on a sort of date-like thing. Well, yeah, I guess you could call it a date. And she gets the wrong idea of having her picture taken. During her examinations with Fraxinus, Reina told Toka that she told Toka that whenever she had to take her picture taken, she had to be fully naked. But Toka misunderstood that for when every single time she takes a picture, when Reina was only talking about examinations. So they find Shido and Toka are in the photo booth. And Shido's like, "Hey, why don't we get our pictures taken?" And Toka just pretty much just punches him, and she's like, I'll go in there myself. You can wait out here." And she I'm sorry. She takes a picture of herself fully naked and she tucks it in the jacket and she's like, "Hey, view this when you're alone. Don't look at it any other time. Just look at it when you're alone." He's like, "Oh, okay." And Shido, he's pretty much clueless, and I was too at first because they didn't show the picture until towards the end of the episode. So yeah, Shido's clueless. He's like, "Oh, okay." So with that, he finally goes on his date with Origami. Meanwhile, they don't want Toka's mental state becoming unstable. So they're keeping an eye on her, making sure that they're not seeing Shido and Origami, or else it's going to turn into a fight. So Shido just has her running some errands or whatever. And the main point of this date with Shido and Origami is to have Origami hate Shido from the bottom of her heart. So, and it's not working. Whenever Shido tries to do something, it's not working. And oh my goodness, one example. I believe they were walking in a park. I believe it was a park, I can't remember. But he meets up with her in his shirt, which has Kotori's picture on it. Well, and with that, it's trying to make Shido look like a siscon. And for those of you who don't know what a siscon is a person who's interested in the sister types. So, kind of like a lolicon, except with the sister. So anyway, that's what they're trying to make Shido seem like with his outfit. Origami's just looking at him saying, "Hey, what about my outfit?" He's saying it's horrible. It looks horrible. You should wear. And then with that, Fractionist, they have their options listed up. And one of them just so happens to be your school swimsuit with dog ears and a tail. So the most popular option, well, unpopular, the option was that. So Shido hesitantly tells her to go and wear that. There happens to be a store that sells that shit nearby. She runs there, she comes back, she takes off his belt and she puts it around her neck and starts barking. I'm just saying to myself like, yo, how much does Origami's love for Shido go? Because I mean, any other woman would just tell him to go to hell, piss off, slap him, they would hate him by now. But Origami's not taking that. And so now when they're in a cafe, from where we left off at the beginning of the episode, she's saying, "Excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom." And so she was just saying, "Hey, I'm not gonna let you go." And so Origami just saying, "Oh, you want me to do my business here? Fine." And she's getting ready to do it. She's about to take off her skirt and just pee right there. Shido, we all know what kind of guy he is. He's not going to take that, so he just jumps over and tries to stop her. But of course, ecchi scene, he trips up, pulls down her skirt, and nothing but her panties are on. Well, with the shirt. And she starts saying some freaky shit. She's like, "Oh, you want me to pour it down on you?" I'm sitting here like, what? What is going on? And then she says, "Or do you want me to..." The subtitles were bleeped out, so I'm guessing she's talking about 2 girls, 1 cup type of thing. I don't know. So with that, we have Kanazuki, the vice commander, saying, "Pervert!" I mean, this entire episode was just so funny. This is what I love about Data Live. So anyway, getting on to the end of the episode. The end of the episode, Shido pretty much just excuses himself from Origami. And his phone accidentally connects to Toka's because Fractionist made it so that whenever Toka wanted to reach Shido, that their lines would automatically connect, whether he pressed to ignore it or not, it would automatically connect. And he was practicing on how he should break it off with Origami, or how he should just tell her that he doesn't like her. Toka, thinking that he's talking to her, her mental state goes unstable. Big explosion. Shido runs over. he pretty much just gives her this big line, let's stay together forever. But before that, before the explosion, Origami calls Shido, asking if he's alright. He says, yeah, I'll be right back. And with that, he doesn't end the call. So when he's talking to Toka and he still has the phone in his hand, Origami thinks that he's talking to her. Not even a minute later, she runs over, hugs his arm, and she just starts mumbling, together forever, together forever, together forever. So with that, Fraxon is just sitting there pretty much face palming, saying, oh my goodness, we just made her love him even more. Like her stats are up. She's like level 100 right now when it comes to love. So their main goal was to make Origami hate him, but they did the exact opposite. Such a funny episode. And with that, the last remaining part was that Toka was feeling bad, and she was actually getting mad at Origami. When Shido and Toka had their date, she was actually letting her stress out on the machines. She was actually breaking them because of how mad she was. So with that, even though she was happy, her stress levels were still up. And that's what Reina could detect. She was saying that, and it seems that she was so stressed because Origami was saying that, oh yeah, Shido, he hates spirits. He doesn't like them. And Toka was, I don't want to say she's stupid, but she was so gullible to believe what Origami said. And pretty much at the end of the episode, Shido says, hey, I can never hate you. And besides, if I hated you, I wouldn't have went on a date with you in the first place. So she gets happy. Everything's back to normal. And the funny part at the end of the episode was Toka next day in the classroom. She's all happy. Everybody in the classroom is around her. They're like, oh, Toka-chan, you're so lively today. And she's saying, oh yeah, Shido took me out on a nice date yesterday. Everybody's like, oh, surprising of Shido. And she starts saying, oh yeah, there was a lot of hitting and there was ecstasy. And she's making this ecstasy face, I should say. And everybody's just sitting there like, they have their WTF faces on. With that, Shido's there. He's saying, oh, it's a misunderstanding. And somehow the photo flies out of his pocket because he forgot about it. I can't remember what their names are. I, May, and Me. I believe that's what their names were. The triplets or whatever the fuck they're called. I can't remember them. But anyway, the one in the middle with the blonde hair grabs the photo and she looks at it. She's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna return that to you right now. With that, he grabs it and he's I can't even. Oh my goodness, it was so funny. That part was so funny because as soon as he says it, like the OST in the background comes on and there's a guy just screaming, oh yeah! And the music just starts playing. It was just so funny. So anyway, that was pretty much the end of the episode, guys. Like I said, I'm going to be reviewing season 2 once it comes out. Also, the Data Live Volume 9 will be releasing sometime this month, along with the DVD. I'm so gonna buy the DVDs. I just love Data Life. It's such an awesome series. I honestly can't wait. I'm actually rereading the light volumes right now. So there was one thing I wanted to notice for any of you for anybody who read the light novels. I'm pretty sure y'all saw the yamais. I mean, I'm actually really speechless right now. But there were the yamais in the background. They were doing their thing, you know, their challenges and all that. For those of you who don't know, who are anime only watchers, the yamais were the twins who were in bondage uniforms playing chess when Shido and Origami was on their date. So you all will catch them in season 2. They're the next spirits that Shido encounters. So I'm pretty much running out of time for this video, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys for Data Live season 2.